Greetings, everybody, and a warm welcome to you from the Windsor Park Sports Stadium in Roseau, Dominica. Second round coverage of the Concacaf Men's World Cup qualifying in Group E brings you Dominica playing host to Jamaica. Sean St. Jacques, our entire crew, thrilled to have you with us today in Dominica. Critical game for both teams as we take a look at the weather conditions. Looks to be all set. We hope that Mother Nature holds things off as far as the precipitation chances are concerned. Both teams could really use 3 points today as we look at Group E. Remember, only the top 2 teams progress to the final round of World Cup qualifying. Dominica in particular could really use a positive result today. However, a win for the Reggae Boys on the road would put them in pole position alongside Guatemala to progress to the final stage of Concacaf World Cup qualifying. It is a first today between these two countries. They've never met in a competitive fixture, let alone a Concacaf World Cup qualifier. That will change this afternoon. Jamaica had a bit of a tough test on match day 1, but they did conquer the Dominican Republic, a 1-0 victory thanks to a goal from Shamar Nicholson. Tougher for Dominica on match day 1. They lost against Guatemala. They were able to also defeat the British Virgin Islands yesterday. They'll be hoping that a little bit of home cooking can help them against a Reggae Boys side that continue to show really positive signs under Heimar Hallgrimsson. We're excited to see how this one plays out. Dominica at home will be hoping that they can continue. It was a really strong last international window when they got promoted to League B in the Concacaf Nations League. And of course, they will be in League B for the 2024-2025 campaign. Can they carry some of that momentum into a game against big opposition at home here today? And again, for Jamaica, of course, it's well documented. Nearly got to the final of the Concacaf Nations League last time around. They'll have high aspirations in every competition that they're in. And of course, at the last Gold Cup, they also made it to a semi-final under Heimar Hallgrimsson, the Icelandic international. So high expectations as always for the Reggae Boys, but they've been taken up an extra notch as they're continuing to try to push for World Cup qualification. Again, Dominica have never qualified for a FIFA World Cup or a Gold Cup in their history. Jamaica have been to the World Cup before, back in France, 1998. They'll have a real shot at potentially doing it for the second time. Teams are out. Dominica are in their home whites, and the Reggae Boys are in their green and golds with the black and the green shorts. We'll get a chance to meet the teams in just a moment via lineups, but first and foremost, the teams will make their processions, and we will get to the anthems before doing anything else. We'll step aside for the anthems for now. After that, we will get to the kickoff between Dominica and Jamaica for the very first time in a competitive fixture.
No. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Windsor Park Sports Stadium, where we come face to face with Jamaica. It's Dominica versus Jamaica as we commence FIFA World Cup Qualifier.
wonderful rendition of both countries' national anthems as the two teams exchange pleasantries here in Dominica. Highly anticipated game in this Group E, a game that has the potential to change quite a few things in the group as well. Starting lineups for both countries, we begin with Ellington Sabin's Dominica starting lineup, and of course immediately you look up top. Julian Wade will lead the line. Troy Jules will also be a big part of the attack, while Chad Bertrand, Riel Thomas will be critical in that midfield. Lenson Prince gets the start between the posts. He captains the side this afternoon for the hosts. Fernando Guerrero will meet the two captains in the center. He's our head official from Mexico. He's a Mexico and Aruba officiating crew here in Dominica today. Again, Fernando Guerrero leads them. He'll be the head official in the center. Lenson Prince from Dominica and Bobby Reed captains the Reggae Boys 11, which you see here under Heimar Hallgrimsson. Jamali Wade gets the start between the sticks today. Deshaun Bernard and Dexter Lembakisa, the notables in defense. In the midfield, Casey Palmer, Karoy Anderson, certainly notables, but Shamar Nicholson, who scored on match day 1, alongside Bobby Reed and Ronaldo Sipas, will be critical to the Jamaican attack. First all-time meeting in a competitive match. Not a much bigger stage you can get on than this for a first ever meeting. World Cup qualifier with quite a bit at stake. A win for Jamaica would put them in prime position to not only stay in the top 2, but challenge for the #1 spot in Group E. And the top 2, of course, advance to the final round of World Cup qualifying, and having a 6-point cushion on the rest of the group would put the Reggae Boys, along with Guatemala, in pole position. However, any other result could potentially leave the door open for the likes of the Dominican Republic, the British Virgin Islands, and Dominica themselves, with that second spot only having potentially a 3-point gap, or at least between Dominica and Jamaica, no gap, at least as far as the points are concerned. So quite a bit to play for today in this Concacaf World Cup qualifier, and Dominica applaud their tremendous home support. You can hear them on the near side of the pitch. That could also be a big factor in this afternoon's proceedings. This game, along with the game between St. Vincent and the Grenadines in El Salvador, kicks off a 6-match day in Concacaf World Cup qualifying before this match window concludes on Tuesday. It will be the Reggae Boys who get us started here in Dominica. They're going from left to right in their green and golds with the black and green shorts. Dominica, with their crowd behind them, are in their home whites with the black numerals. Sean St. Jacques, our entire crew, again, very pleased to be with you this afternoon. Excited to see how one of the top contenders in CONCACAF in Jamaica gets on, but also very anxious to see if Dominica can keep up with them stride for stride after a very promising CONCACAF Nations League campaign that saw them get promoted for the very first time. And imagine that Heimar Hallgrimsson's group is not going to try to waste any time in getting going in the attack. They did only score 1 goal against the DR last time out. They'll look to improve on that today. Goal from Shamar Nicholson, who's back in the 11. Pass back there from Bobby Reed was a bit dangerous, but Jamaica regained possession through Dexter Lembakisa. The big thing for Dominica in this game will be trying to improve on their defensive standards after giving up half a dozen against a very stout Guatemalan attack last time out. It'll be easier said than done. Plenty of firepower available for Jamaica in this one today. They are missing some key players. No Mikel Antonio for this one, no Damari Gray, not in the squad either. However, the likes of Bobby Reed, Reynaldo Tsipas, and Shamar Nicholson, they should be in good shape, but Dominica have a chance here. Goalkeeper is rounded. It's crossed back into the middle. Still an opportunity here. Crossed again, and Jamali Waite holds after it was brought back into the middle by Troy Jules. And if that doesn't encourage the home support, I'm not sure what will. What a start that could have been for Dominica. Well, Julian Wade certainly can be a handful, and Jamaica nearly fell behind there after Adel Laville rounded Jamali Waite, but didn't have the angle to shoot, had to cross instead. And Jamaica survived the opening onslaught. Here's Reed, poking it along for Lembakisa. Really burst onto the scene at the last Gold Cup for the Reggae Boys. Switch of play is cut out. Great effort on that far side defensively. Travis Joseph closing down the angle. Bobby Reed trying to slither the pass through. It's cut out. And it's a good outlet again on this near side. Julian Wade runs onto it for Dominica. He cuts inside on Bernard and is brought down. It's a free kick for the hosts. A wonderful effort. The crowd is with them step by step in these opening minutes. Give credit to Julian Wade. Had no support initially, but certainly gave Deshaun Bernard something to think about. And now Dominica could really give Jamaica something to ponder from a set piece. Adel Laville is going to provide the service for Dominica. He's going to take on the shot, actually, right into the two-man wall. It ricochets out for a throw. I think it goes without saying, but Jamaica are heavy favorites in this one today. But what a start from the hosts. A very vibrant 5 minutes to begin. It's thrown into the mixer. It is going to go out of play. It's going to be a goal kick. Just to give you an idea of the gap, Dominica in the FIFA World Rankings coming in, ranked 180th. Jamaica are ranked 55th. That's quite the gap. But the first 5 minutes, it's a small sample, but it would tell you that Dominica is up for the fight, and they do give away a free kick here to the Reggae Boys. Roy Anderson gets it back into the flow. He plays for Charlton Athletic in the English footballing pyramid, as do many of the Reggae Boys players. Bobby Reed, of course, their star man today, their captain, plays for Fulham, one of the top clubs in London. Of course, Ellington Sabin has to be pretty happy so far. This team's giving tremendous effort already, and showing you that they are not afraid of the mighty Jamaica. Certainly helps that they have a wonderful home support. They have certainly help to make an early difference. Can they see their players keep this up? The defensive side of the game is going to be critical. And it's another strong defensive intervention from Joseph, and Jamaica will settle for a corner on the far side after the run from Reynaldo Sipas. We saw on match day 1, it just takes Jamaica one moment. They can take complete command of a match. Bobby Reed will provide the service here. Sipas and company await it inside the penalty area. Reed's gonna play this short. It's whipped around. Gregory Lee bends the ball into the penalty area. Nicholson, he's not able to keep it in play, and it's a goal kick. That was rather clever from Jamaica, to be fair, from the corner. They got good service into the penalty area, but Nicholson was just a step behind. Now, we talked about the recent success for Dominica. They were in League B when Nations League first kicked off back in the 2019-2020 season in Concacaf. They got relegated to League C, and then they stayed in League C for 2 campaigns until finally 2023-2024 they were promoted back to League B. They had 3 wins and 1 draw. They were unbeaten in Concacaf Nations League play, and that's when it really felt like Dominica turned a corner. They had a tough result against Guatemala on the back of that, but early stages here, you're seeing the signs of these great improvements that anyone that follows these CONCACAF competitions has seen in the last calendar year. It's really been impressive to watch. Lembakisa up ahead. This is Shamar Nicholson. They tried to cross it into the middle, but didn't get enough positive contact on it, and it's going to be a goal kick. Shamar Nicholson's always been one of those reliable Reggae Boys notables over the last, well, multitude of windows, really, of international play. There's a look at Heimar Hallgrímsson. What a footballing life he's lived. Former Iceland manager. Pulled off that incredible upset of England at the Euros back in 2016. Of course, Iceland just beat England recently again at Wembley. An international friendly. Of course, he's made some real positive strides already with the Reggae Boys. Of course, it's a big, big year ahead for Jamaica. Not just these CONCACAF World Cup qualifiers, but they have Copa America on the horizon as well. And then they're, of course, in a rather difficult group. Talk about that more in a second, as that's going to be cut out. Sipas denied on the far side. Wade is the outlet again for Dominica, and he'll have to settle for a throw after it was closed down on that far side. And Jamaica are going to be in the group stage coming up. Copa America, they play Mexico, Ecuador, and Venezuela. 3 tough customers, to say the least. Jamaica have never won a game at Copa America, so I'll be hoping to put that right. Group stage exits in 2015 in Chile and in the US in 2016. They've lost all 6 of their group stage matches at Copa Americas. Heimar Hallgrímsson will be hoping that a game like this can help them build some momentum towards the 2024 edition and try to put that right this time around for the Reggae Boys. Good step defensively again, this time by Troy Jules. Dominica have the ball back in possession. Brielle Thomas has time and space. Ball's played through that Jamaican midfield setup. Switch of play onto the near side. Jules keeps it in play. Lembakisa steps in. Not definitively cleared yet. Mitchell. It's a recycle back for Williams. Prince made some good saves last time out. Has to be careful here. Playing out of his own penalty area and is forced to clear it out for a throw into Jamaica. Nice spell of possession there from the host. Didn't quite get it into the final third, but especially a game against a heavy favorite, you want to show that you can keep the ball and have some possession. Otherwise, it's just going to give Jamaica, in this case, more confidence. And meanwhile, Bobby Reed with a looping header. It's going to go over the top. That was lovely service inside the penalty area. Bobby Reed would agree. Richard King put it in a very good spot. Little dink, Richard King over the top. Bobby Reed couldn't quite get the header on target. Scored a wonderful header for Fulham at Anfield against Liverpool in the English Premier League earlier this season. So he's certainly capable of scoring goals with his noggin, Bobby Reed. That's lovely skill from Jules. Trying to thread the pass through. You can see hands on heads. He thought he had the opportunity there, but Jamali Wade, who plays for El Paso Locomotive in the 2nd Division USL Championship in the United States, is all over it. Of course, the only time Jamaica made it to the World Cup, we talked about this earlier, France 98. They had 2 losses in the group stage, but they did get a win. It's their only World Cup win in the country's history. They beat Japan by 2-1. Julian Wade continues his run here for Dominica, but he's snuffed out by Richard King. The reason I bring that up is because the player who scored both goals in that win was Theodore Whitmore, former head coach for Jamaica on multiple occasions. He's now the head coach of Mount Pleasant Football Academy in Jamaica. One of his players is Troy Jules, who plays for Dominica. So, a Jamaican club player playing against the national team today. And of course, he's not the only one representing Mount Pleasant Football Academy today. Devontae Campbell and Shaquan Davis on Jamaica's bench are also players for Theodore Whitmore's group. So plenty of representation for Mount Pleasant Football Academy at the international level this afternoon. The ball's played ahead by Anderson. It does come up short. Some hesitation by the aforementioned Troy Jules. Here's Mitchell. It's going to trickle out of play on the near side. Dominica will have the throw. And more wonderful support from the Dominica home contingent, providing plenty of positive vibes. Good defensive work from Lembakisa, but he's going to be overwhelmed here. 2 Dominica players on him. More defensive work to do. Anderson trying to hold off the advances of Brielle Thomas. Jules on a reset. It's going to be forced back by Bobby Reed. Eustace Marshall plays a lovely ball up ahead and finds Wade. Can Dominica create a chance from this? Wade a push and a chase. Wade into the middle, but it's too close to Jamali Wade. And Jamaica will refresh their possession. Here's Bobby Reed. Anderson. Palmer had time and space, but then he's closed down. This was around the time where Jamaica scored against the Dominican Republic last time out, 17th minute. Bernard. You can see he thought about going down the near side there. Anderson is able to keep the possession flowing in the right direction for the Reggae Boys. Palmer up ahead. The pass is cut out. It's a battle for it on the far side. Nicholson gets it back for Jamaica. And then he is met with a stiff challenge. Jamaica keep possession here. Getting some good help from Gregory Lee as well. That's going to be a ball into the penalty area. Dixon tries to get it back. And then a challenge comes through the back, and it's going to be a Dominica free kick after a really good spell of defensive work from the host to hold off Jamaica. Odell Laville does really well. Another look. It's a heavy challenge that comes in from Karoy Anderson. Dominica can alleviate the pressure. Chance for Wade. Just rolls away from him. King was able to get the defensive work there. Great challenge from behind by Laville. He wins the ball back. Switch of play. And Lembakisa heads it out for a throw-in to Dominica. Now then, Mitchell. Can Dominica create a big opportunity from this spell of play? Mitchell's on it again. Quick feet from Jules. It's really well closed down by Dexter Lembakisa. But it's more pressure from Dominica. They win the ball back again. And Laville, too many touches inside the penalty area. Jamaica close it down through Anderson. The threat from Dominica has certainly been there in these opening 20 minutes. Can the Reggae Boys find a reply up the other end? It's a push and a chase. C-pass, lovely skill, but Marshall steps in and takes charge. Reed slipped as he played it ahead. It's a chance here for Dixon to play it into the middle. It's an open header, and it's a save off the post. Nicholson looks for a refresh. Handball appeals come in. Dominica survive and clear it. Well, Glenson Prince may have just made a massive stop for Dominica on that free header inside the 18-yard box here. Another look. It was Nicholson's header, and I think it may have came off the post, but then Prince parried it out of danger. Critical defensive moments here. And who knows, that could have ricocheted off the post and gone in if it weren't for Prince. The captain makes the biggest save of the day so far. And Dominica, after 21 minutes, are going toe-to-toe with Jamaica here. Ball onto the far side, and the offside flag is up. That could have been preventable. Dominica kept their shape, and Jamaica wastes the opportunity. Give credit to the hosts here. They certainly have lasted longer without conceding than the Dominican Republic has in their meeting with Jamaica. That's a big step in itself. Next step from their point of view is, can they create enough big opportunities? Referee stops the play as Julian Wade is slow to get up. Looks like that was an injury stoppage and not the awarding of a free kick. So Jamaica have it back in possession here. Seabass has been trying to make some space appear on that far side. He's thwarted again. It's great defensive work. We talked about him earlier. Travis Joseph has really shined defensively for Dominica so far down that far flank. He's made life very difficult on Jamaica. Bobby Reed tried to thread the pass through. Erickson Williams steps in. A chance to break up the other end. Sees Lembakisa play it in for Jamali Wade for a refresh of Reggae Boys' possession. Again, there is one other live game going on right now. El Salvador have the lead. Now Jamaica try to take the lead. It's Dixon! Oh! He misses the target. Gaheim Dixon had the goal at his mercy. That's the biggest chance Jamaica's had today, and they can't take advantage of it. It was Nicholson who got a boot on it. Dixon actually does almost everything right here, except for hitting the target. With the right amount of weight on it, and maybe the way he hit it, just saw it bend from right to left, away from goal. Now then, Jamaica create another chance here, potentially. Nicholson. Player down is Palmer for the Reggae Boys, and the referee is going to bring this to a stop for a potential injury here. Heimar Hallgrimsson's midfield has certainly been put to the test so far. We'll certainly hope that Casey Palmer can continue. This was the sequence. Maybe just might have been an awkward fall there after the challenge, and Palmer, who plays for Coventry City in the English Championship, he's able to get back up, and that's good to see. Of course, Coventry City almost made it to the English FA Cup final. Came back from 3-0 down against Manchester United. Take it to extra time, but Man United would win on penalties and, of course, would win the cup as well. Looks like it's going to lead us into a cooling break. Gives us a time to tell you again that indeed, El Salvador have taken the lead over St. Vincent and the Grenadines. The goal was scored by Jairo Enriquez. The other thing we can tell you is that Dominica have been rather impressive, to say the least, in these first 25, 26 minutes. Jamaica have created a big opportunity. That miss from Dixon is the best opportunity probably for either side to get the early goal. But Dominica have had a couple of opportunities themselves. They've made Jamali Wade work a little bit in this first half, but it's been the defensive structure and the movement through the midfield that's been the most impressive part. They've given Jamaica quite a bit to think about so far, and the atmosphere that's coupled along with the energy that Dominica has brought forth has been a match made in heaven so far for the hosts. And there's been work to do for the Reggae Boys here to this point, and Heimar Hallgrimsson is looking for them to continue to push. does feel like if Jamaica can get that goal, that could maybe take some of the energy out of it and see the Reggae boys potentially, you never quite know, but potentially go on from there and add on, something they were not able to do against the Dominican Republic on match day 1 in Group E here on the road to the FIFA World Cup in 2026. Again, what this all leads up to is CONCACAF getting 3 automatic bids to the World Cup on top of what will be the 3 hosts in the US, Mexico, and Canada. And then, of course, there'll be 2 playoff spots to fight for as well. But the only teams that will get to fight for those spots are the 2 teams that finish at the top of these groups in the round 2 of qualifying. Only the group winners and runners-up of each of these group stages will advance to the final round, which will be played from September to November of 2025. Back to live action we go. Lembakisa is bundled over. Free kick for Jamaica out of the cooling break. Palmer linking up with Anderson in that Jamaican midfield. And then Anderson trying to thread the pass through for Dixon. And it's going to go out of play. Marshall up ahead. Dominica looked to surge forward again. It's well cut out. All the way back to Jamali Wade after good work defensively by Anderson. Is bent over the top. Nicholson's the target. It's headed back towards him, and Nicholson scores! 2 goals in 2 World Cup qualifiers for Shamar Nicholson. And in the 30th minute, it's liftoff for the Reggae boys. They lead by a goal to 0. Now the ball was played over the top by Gregory Lee. It's the header backwards by Marshall that gives Nicholson the opportunity to push it across. And after 30 minutes of hard work, Jamaica jump out in front. Now, we mentioned it earlier, it only takes a moment for Jamaica to find the jolt. On these 2 match days of World Cup qualifying, Shamar Nicholson's been the man who's done the business for the Reggae boys. He steps forward to be counted again for Jamaica. And now the big question is, can Dominica take the punch and keep on going? They've been so good so far. They're going to certainly try to here. And the referee brings it back for an earlier challenge here. Free kick for Dominica, won by Julian Wade. The crowd is certainly not deterred. This is going to be the next step for Dominica. They've done so well in the other 2 phases. Can they create a clear-cut chance? Jules to take. It's right towards Wade. and Wade collects. Nicholson. Bobby Reed's making the run. Prince is there to meet it. Great goalkeeping and a quick outlet as well to Jules. Thomas plays it all the way back to Prince. He has to be careful. Plays it out quickly to Marshall. Mitchell on the near side leaves it for Troy Jules, who's going to try to switch the point of attack. Good fall for a chance here, but LaVille is second best and commits a foul. Good defensive work from Gregory Lee. Just got promoted to the English Championship with Oxford United during the last club season in England. Did it the hard way, went through the playoff final at Wembley. They beat Bolton Wanderers, and they're in the Championship, second division English football for the first time this century. Pretty incredible. The ball is sent ahead. Again, Marshall on the case for Dominica defensively. Nice turn by Nicholson into space. Threads the ball through and then gets it back. It's a lovely give and go. Nicholson with some great footwork. Dixon's on the doorstep and can't backheel it in. It hits the outside of the frame and it stays out. Another look. It's such clever build-up here from the Reggae boys. Dixon does really well initially. He tries to roll it back towards goal, but it hits the side of the frame. "11 minutes left in this first half. Shamar Nicholson has Jamaica ahead. Palmer plays the ball up ahead, a push and a chase for Sipas. He rolls over the ball as it rolls out of play. He was questioning while the referee points for a goal kick whether or not that should have been maybe a foul. Not sure if it would have been in or out of the box, but no foul was given. Tough to tell how much contact there was on Sipas there. He was trying to maneuver his way inside the 18-yard box in tight quarters. And that was a little nudge in the back from Palmer. Free kick for the hosts here. Under 10 minutes to go in the half. Here's Bobby Reed. Loose touch, but he gets it upfield. It's Anderson. It's Reed. Up ahead for Lembakisa. He'll get it back from Reed. There's two to aim at in the penalty area. It takes a wicked ricochet, and Prince cannot keep it in play. So it's going to be a corner here for Jamaica on this near side. Gregory Lee will take the corner for the Reggae boys. Can Jamaica double their advantage before halftime? Lee bends it in. It's headed centrally. Dominica have it covered. And they're gonna poke it upfield, but Jamaica's repress wins the ball back through Anderson. Lee. Palmer. For Lee. Anderson invited in. Anderson into the middle. It's a chance to shoot. It's gonna be a ricocheted clearance, and it's gonna go wide of the target as Dixon again is thwarted for a third time. Dominica's last-ditch defensive work there is enough to deal with the move. It's gonna be another corner. Lee will try again. Into the middle. It's headed high into the air. Referee spots an infraction, and it's going to be a foul against Jamaica. Mitchell up ahead. Still time for Dominica to land a riposte. That's a lovely ball up ahead. LaVille stays onside. He's waiting for help. Help arrives. The man who gave him the ball in Mitchell. Can Dominica conjure up a moment? LaVille again. It's crossed into the middle. It's going to stay in play, and Jamali Waite will recycle for the Reggae Boys. Bobby Reed. Down the near side it goes. Here's Dixon. Dixon will go for goal, and it's a good save by Prince at his near post. Dixon is persistent for Jamaica. The Reggae Boys will get another set piece. Another look. Dixon gets the angle. Gets past two defenders as well, but the captain, Prince, is there to make the stop. Gregory Lee's provided great service here for Jamaica. He'll try again. It's bent in nicely, and you know what? He's going to get another try. Headed out for another corner. Take two. Oh, it's up for grabs. It was knocked down in the 6-yard box before Prince was able to pounce upon it. And now one of his teammates is in a bit of discomfort here. Looks like it's Brielle Thomas who is slow to continue here for Dominica. Another look here at the clever skill from Dixon. Good save as well from Prince. That was looking like it was going to hit off the post, and who knows where beyond there. And Prince did a good job to make sure nothing further took place. Looks like Thomas is okay to continue. Good to see for the hosts. Final 4 minutes plus stoppage time in the half. Dominica play their way out of that first jam on this near side. Nice touch forward from Ronaldo Sipas. He tries to find Dixon. Dixon gets on the end of it. Reed wants it. Dixon scores instead. Kaheim Dixon scores Jamaica's second. He had come so close on multiple occasions, but he doubles the Jamaican delight And the Reggae Boys lead by 2-0. He just continued to push on, and he wouldn't be denied this time. And again, Dixon with a step over here. Able to get inside the penalty area, and he was able to just squeeze it past. Another look here, the step over, cuts it back, and just fizzes it past Prince to give Jamaica a comfortable advantage on the stroke of halftime. I think there was 3 or 4 opportunities before that where Dixon was thwarted. Had the big opportunity one-on-one with the goalkeeper that he missed the target on. But he gets his goal, and Jamaica are now very much in charge. Free kick for Dominica as they try to potentially find a late first half response. Mitchell. Mitchell again, not able to find Wade. He finds Jamali Waits instead. This is what we talked about earlier. Jamaica getting the first goal. Could it open up the floodgates? And they've scored again. Can Dominica find a response? Julian Wade was fouled on that ball over the top. This is going to put Dominica in a really good position here for a late set piece at the end of the half. Can Dominica get back into it just before the halftime break? He's a little bit chippy inside the penalty area. Some shoves back and forth. Nothing too serious. Referee just giving a couple of words of calm to the combatants as the ball is bent in. Jamali Wade takes charge for Jamaica. Gets there in a crowd of players to make the catch. Now then, Jamaica have a chance to break the other way. Dixon trying to push it past the defender. Brief handball appeals came in there. Nothing doing. Williams. Up ahead to LaVille on this near side. Gonna switch the point of attack, but it's going to come up short. Now then, Anderson up ahead. Could the Reggae Boys find another before the halftime break? Sipas trying to get it back to Dixon. It was cut out. He's bent back up ahead. Bernard has it covered. And the Reggae Boys reset. So we're almost through the minimum of 1 added minute at the end of the half. Palmer. So it looks like there's time for one more chance. Reed. Cuts inside and tries to find Nicholson. It's cut out. Can Dominica come up the other end with Wade? Wade going at Lembakisa. LaVille helps out. More help arrives in the form of Bertrand. Thomas. Slows it down a touch here. Marshall. This one's going to be sent ahead, but again, a good step defensively from Jamaica. Sees it cleared, but Dominica have it right back. At the referee's discretion how much longer we go in this first half. A tussle on the far side. Referee blows the whistle, and it's a free kick. Troy Jules doing the hard work there. And it's another potential set-piece opportunity. Looks like Jules will provide the service. It's fizzed in. Headed by Lee out of trouble. LaVille will shoot. Went through traffic, but it's comfortably held by Jamali Waite. And that is the last act of the half in Dominica. Give the hosts a lot of credit. They went step for step for the first 30 minutes with the Reggae Boys and had a couple opportunities themselves. But the class and clinical play from Jamaica is what shined over the last 15 minutes plus stoppage time of the half. Goals from Shamar Nicholson and Kaheim Dixon have Jamaica in charge with 45 minutes to play. Halftime in Dominica, it's Dominica 0. It's Jamaica 2. Moments away from the start of the second half here in Roseau, Dominica, Windsor Park Sports Stadium. Sean St. Jacques, our entire crew, happy to have you back here with us as the players have rejoined us as well, back out on the pitch. It was a first half that really saw Dominica impress for at least, you could say, 30 minutes, if not a really good chunk of that first half. However, they didn't create enough of those clear-cut opportunities. That's where Jamaica started to really take advantage. In the final 15-20 minutes in particular, the Reggae Boys had their way, and Shamar Nicholson, along Geheim Dixon, able to take the big chances to give Jamaica a 2-0 advantage. It does look like Reggae Boys are going to make a halftime alteration. Ronaldo Cepas is going to come off, and we will get to see Deshane Beckford come on to try and continue moving Jamaica in the right direction. Deshane Beckford plays for the Colorado Springs Switchbacks in the USL Championship, and actually recently made a move from there to go play at Hartford Athletic under his former Switchbacks head coach, Brendan Burke, formerly of the Houston Dynamo in MLS. So he's certainly a very capable player. Amar Halgrimson is all smiles for now, but of course we'll be hoping that his team can score a few more here in this second half. The next big thing for Jamaica, as they're currently sitting joint top of this group, will be to try and make some headway as far as the goal differential is concerned. As Guatemala, who are in first, have a +9 goal difference in this group. Jamaica have improved theirs to +3 so far. If they could maybe cut into that a little bit more, it could be poised to not just go through in this group, but also to potentially, I should say, to go through as group winners. Again, our head official is Fernando Guerrero of Mexico. And the only thing we're missing is the one thing that matters the most, which is the ball. Can't play without that. As important as the players are, we do need a beautiful ball to play the beautiful game. Teams will switch sides at the start of the second half. Looks like Dominica are unchanged, and we'll be kicking off, going from left to right. And the second half, this first ever meeting between these two countries in this Concacaf World Cup qualifier, is underway on the road to 2026. Jamaica will look to pick up where they left off at the end of the first half. Dominica look to recreate some of the real positive moments we saw in the first 25 to 30 minutes before Shamar Nicholson gave the Reggae Boys the lead. Wade loses out. It's good defensive work. It's sent all the way back to Jamali Waite. Was cleaned up nicely at the back there. Jamaica able to slow things down. Does look like Jamaica did make one other alteration. Michael Hector plays for Charlton Athletic as well. He is on in the second half. So it was a double swap for Jamaica. And based on that, it does look like that Deshaun Bernard was the second player that was brought off. So Bernard and Cepas came off. And we saw Hector and, of course, Beckford come on for Jamaica at the start of the second half here. For those unfamiliar, Deshane Beckford has plenty of pace, really good one-on-one player. Can certainly help the Reggae Boys increase their advantage in the second half. We do want to give you one other update as well. The other live game going on right now. St. Vincent and the Grenadines have equalized. That was before halftime against El Salvador. Olex Anderson has scored again, and it's 1-1. He's having a tremendous couple of days. Scored against Suriname as well, Olex Anderson, to give St. Vincent the Grenadines an unlikely lead. He has now equalized against El Salvador, who can't afford to drop too many more points in that group. Meanwhile, Dominica continuing to surge on with the great crowd behind them. Referee says nothing doing on that challenge that comes in after a good run from Joseph. The ball is still being battled for, and Dominica have it back, only for a moment. It's retrieved by the aforementioned Deshane Beckford. Bobby Reed over the top. Prince spills it. It's an overhead kick by Nicholson, and the follow-up defensive work sees it cleared out for a throw, and that's the one time today where Prince nearly made a big mistake. Oh, lovely skill from Bobby Reed. He's into the penalty area, and his shot is going to be blocked away. It falls for Nicholson. Oh, great save. Rebound is off the post from Dixon. Somehow Jamaica can't increase their advantage. Blenson Prince made a marvelous stop on the initial bending shot from Nicholson, but it's another missed chance from Dixon. And after the dust settles, it's Brielle Thomas, who was struggling in the first half with an injury, who's struggling once more. Another look, brilliant save by Prince. And how does Dixon not score? He's hit both posts. And it's the third time he's hit some part of the frame. He has scored, of course, but he could already have had a hat trick. And to be fair, none of that happens if Blenson Prince doesn't make a marvelous save off the wonderful strike from Shamar Nicholson, who very easily could have had a brace himself. Different view on it. It's absolutely rifled in by Nicholson, and Dixon's got a wide open net. Prince was late to get back because, of course, he was still on the ground after the first save, and if Dixon places it almost anywhere else, he scores. But he smashes it off the face of the woodwork. The concern here is for Thomas, who, again, has already been struggling in this game today. You wonder if Ellington Sabin is thinking about making a change here. Didn't make any at halftime. Will they be forced to make one here 5 minutes into the start of the second half? That becomes the question. He's not made up his mind yet. I guess we'll see if Thomas can get the medical attention he needs before potentially coming back on. For now, Dominica are down to 10. While that happens, does look like Thomas is walking back over, potentially, you would think, to come back on. We will see. Palmer up ahead. Here's Bobby Reed. Just continues to dazzle when he gets an opportunity. Anderson out wide. Lee into the middle! And it's headed over the top by, you guessed it, Geheim Dixon. He's always in the right position. But this time he doesn't have the finish. Another look. Lee puts this in a brilliant area. And Dixon just can't keep it down. Palmer gets it back. Oh, it's lovely skill, but it's too close to Prince. Cleverly done. Nicholson was trying to be the recipient of a wonderful pass back, but Prince reacted quicker. Again, if this result holds, Jamaica will be in pole position along with Guatemala. Only the top 2 teams progress. Again, there's still a good amount of games to go, but Jamaica and Guatemala, who are already favorites, I would say, in this group, will be in very good shape to move on to the final round of qualifying. But long way to go here, and again, crazy things can still happen. Just ask El Salvador. At the moment, they drew on match day 1. They're drawing again on match day 2. The script can always change. Bobby Reed tried an outside of the boot pass. Dixon looks to follow up. Dominica have it covered. Nice give and go for Joseph. But Joseph wasn't on the same page with LaVille, and Jamaica have possession right back. There's still 4 more games to go throughout the early afternoon into the evening. Barbados against Haiti, Grenada against Costa Rica in the 5 p.m. Eastern hour, and then Bermuda, Honduras has got a lot of spice around that one, 7 p.m. Eastern. And then Montserrat taking on the Canalmen of Panama, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to finish off the day's action. Nicholson scored the first Jamaica goal, tried to find Beckford. Nicholson got it back for a moment off the pass from Palmer. Lembakisa follows up. And then the assistance flag goes up. Palmer caught offside. Dominica have a free kick. Dixon, dispossessed. See there, Jamaica's 2 goals came within 12 minutes of each other. It was the end of the first half. Dixon, and before him, Nicholson. And of course, Shamar Nicholson scored the winning goal against the Dominican Republic just 3 days ago. Could end up being the match winner again today. Talk about coming up big on the big stage. Here's Nicholson again. Plays the ball ahead for Beckford. Did look like there was a hint of offside there against Shane Beckford, and it was more than a hint. The flag has gone up. Was anxious to get in behind there, Beckford. He could have gone all the way and stayed onside. Ball is sent up ahead. LaVille is the target. It's cleaned up by Lee, who finds Jamali Waits. That's going to be flicked on for Beckford. Shane Beckford turns on the Jets, and his pass comes up short. Prince collects and facilitates. Jamaica do still have 3 changes remaining if they choose to use them. Some of the notables available: Damian Lowe, plays for Philadelphia Union, along with Andre Blake, of course, MLS. Kevin Lambert, whose parent club is Real Salt Lake, another MLS side, but he's on loan with San Antonio FC in the USL Championship 2nd Division. Of course, Daniel Johnson and Devontae Campbell, just a few of the others. You might have a chance to see Alex Marshall, one of the strikers, also waiting in the wings if Heimar Hallgrimsson feels he needs to refresh things over the next half an hour or so. One goal could still very much change this match, and Dominica have the numbers here. It's a 3-on-2. Chance maybe here for Jules. He stays with it. But in the end, enough Reggae boys get behind the ball and clear it well. Dominica were one pass away there from being in big-time business. Jamaica slightly overcommitted, and Dominica nearly caught them out. And they still might here. Bertrand. And Dominica are going to be forced to refresh the possession. Nice run down this far side. Mitchell was still going, dispossessed. Jamaica has it with Bobby Reed as we approach the hour mark. Reed up ahead. Dixon is onside for Jamaica. Dixon lays it off. Bobby Reed arrives. Shot comes in. And it's blazed over the top by Karoy Anderson. That was a sequence where, after Jamaica nearly were opened up at one end, they very well could have finished the job at the other end. But it stays at 2-0. Do have an update from the other live game going on at the moment. It's another goal from Jairo Enriquez, former teammate to Shane Beckford. Colorado Springs Switchbacks. El Salvador have the lead again. It's 2-1. Lembekisa up ahead. Chance to cross this into the middle. It's well closed down. Beckford will have to settle for a corner on the far side. Beckford takes it quickly. Palmer. Bent in by Beckford. He was looking for Nicholson. It's cleared away. Jamaica keep it alive. Dixon on the turn. King. Reed. And it's back for Prince, who clears it away. More solid build-up from Jamaica. Dominica held firm. Reed back in for Dixon, and he swings and misses. Reed follows up. And a little bit too overzealous of a challenge by Anderson alleviates the pressure from the Reggae boys. Dominica try to get on with it quickly. LaVille is forced back. There's a loose touch. Dixon can't get on the end of it. Ball's played ahead for Wade. And LaVille did have an overlapping run, but the pass is out of play. Still time for his men to get back into the match. One goal could still make this very, very interesting and put the game right back on a knife edge where it was for quite some time in the first half. Jamaica haven't been out of control, let's say, but they've slightly left the door open. And we've seen Dominica come up with some half chances because of that. Does look like Emar Hallgrimsson is getting ready another change. We'll get to that in a moment. Lee plays it centrally. Palmer, lovely weighted ball, but Bobby Reed just couldn't quite get it under his spell. And I think that is going to lead to the alteration. Alex Marshall, we talked about him a moment ago. He's going to come on. And that is going to be the end of the day for Kaheim Dixon. He's got his goal. Could have had a few more, frankly. One could very well be enough to do the business. Alex Marshall will look to pick up where he left off. That ball's going to be looped over the top. Times when Jamaica plays those balls over the top, they've been able to find some openings. There's no question about that. And that was the challenge at the end of the sequence. Dominica have possession here on the far side. That's going to be another challenge that leads to a free kick. Dominica have had plenty of set-piece opportunities, but have not exactly created many chances from them, at least not yet. Neville going to get this back. Can he cross this into the middle? He can. It's a good ball as well. It was just over the head. It's going to fall for a chance here. Thomas sprays it well wide. So far wide, and it's out for a throw. Even confused the ball boy on the far side. Thought it was going to be a goal kick, but the shot had so much arc and bend on it. It's going to be a Jamaica throw. Well, before the throw is taken, Dominica going to make their first alteration of the day. Javid George is going to come on. Had a couple of chances in the game against Guatemala. He will replace Adel Laville, who really had a strong outing for Dominica. Was dangerous a lot of the moments he was on the pitch. His race is run. Javid George will try to make a late spark and impact appear for Dominica. We still have time to change the tide. Well, looks like the ball actually is going to go back to Dominica right away here. It's a foul throw. It's actually going to put Jamaica up against it slightly here. Dominica have the ability to throw this right into the penalty area. Chad Bertrand also had a look at scoring against Guatemala last time out. And he find a teammate in the mixer. It's a decent throw. Headed away by Palmer. Reed for Lembakisa. Gives the ball away. It's bent back into the penalty area. Headed down. George is going to get on the end of it. And he fires it over the top. That is more like it. From Dominica, the fans appreciate the effort. It's a goal kick. Hasn't taken much to get this crowd into it. Couple of moments in the attack, and you never quite know what can happen. Ooh, it was a near giveaway there. Anderson a bit lackadaisical, but comes out with it. Finds Beckford. Anderson over the top. Dominica do nicely again to sweep it away through Thomas. The ball that's played up ahead is cut out by Lembakisa. Lembakisa, of course, plays for Heart of Midlothian, or Hearts as they're known, in Scotland, in the Scottish Premiership. Meanwhile, here's Beckford. Anderson. Palmer. It's going to fall for Shamar Nicholson. Oh, great save by Prince again. And Nicholson can't believe he hasn't scored. Prince denies him with another wonderful stop. I'll give credit to Shamar Nicholson. He did really well. He opened it up for himself by cutting it back. But again, Prince has the answer for him. Jamaica get a corner out of it. Alex Marshall to take. And he doesn't get it past the first defender. It is recycled by Anderson. Headed centrally, Nicholson. Oh, my word. Prince stops him again. But it was a moot point. It looks like the flag may very well have gone up. Gladson Prince is just not going to let this game ebb away. His saves are keeping Dominica in it with a puncher's chance with 20 minutes to go. Talk about a captain's effort for your country. And that big-time save, which of course is negated by the offside flag, is going to lead us to a second-half cooling break with 20 minutes to go. Another look, Nicholson, this was the first one. He chops it back, he's wide open, but Prince parries it out of danger. It's a tremendous stop. Look at it from behind the goal. Nicholson did oh so well until he had to try to beat Prince for a second time. And Glenson Prince had the answer. And of course, offside flag went up. He wasn't to know that, Glenson Prince, and he made another great stop just a couple of moments after that to thwart Nicholson again. Of course, Nicholson has scored already in this game. But Prince's saves are keeping Dominica just about in it with 19 minutes plus stoppage time to go. Again, goals are from Nicholson and Dixon today. We get a chance to recap them here. Nicholson in the 30th, just poking it past Prince after it was headed into his path by Eustace Marshall. That gave Jamaica the 1-0 advantage after Dominica really played their part. And then 12 minutes later in the 42nd, great skill by Dixon. And he delightfully places it past Prince for the second. And both of those coming in the first half have given Jamaica a comfortable lead for now, but they have not added on to it, and that's allowed Dominica to hang around in this second half. It does look like Jamaica have made an alteration there. That's Daniel Johnson, who has come on for the Reggae Boys here. And he's going to replace Bobby Reed. So the captain's day is done for Jamaica. And we'll see how Daniel Johnson of Stoke City gets on. Certainly another veteran key cog in this Jamaican contingent as Deshane Beckford turns on the afterburners here. 2 players on him, and he wins a corner. He's certainly capable of slicing and dicing his way through the defense. And the Reggae Boys have a set piece upcoming. Can Jamaica slam the door shut here by picking up a third? Well, the service again comes up short. Cleared only as far as Johnson. And then the offside flag goes up. Palmer did not get back in time to receive the pass. Ball is placed up ahead. Lembakisa played it back for Jamali Waite, and it looked like he was actually fouled as he did so. Free kick for Jamaica. A win for the Reggae Boys at just 2 goals would keep Guatemala at the top of the group on goal difference in Group E. But Jamaica would be firmly in that second spot on 6 points as well, which would put them, as we talked about earlier, in a very good spot. Have a very big advantage going into the next window, which will be next year, of course. And then, of course, Jamaica will have to focus on upcoming Copa America group stage games. Talked about this earlier. They have a tough group. Mexico in their group knocked them out of the Gold Cup at the semi-final stage, and Ecuador and Venezuela, certainly 2 tough customers. And Jamaica will be looking to make history, looking to get their first ever win, first ever points at a Copa America. It's going to be flicked on. Jamali Waite, who's had a comfortable day so far, is able to corral it for the Reggae Boys here. Here's Johnson. Well, is speared ahead for Beckford, who has some time and space to work with here. And if he can get past his man, it falls for Johnson. Tried to thread it through for Nicholson. It was cut out. Followed up nicely here by Lee. Lee into the middle. It's headed down. Handball appeals come in, and the referee points to the penalty spot. Referee is saying that the extended arm made contact with the ball, and Jamaica will get a spot kick with a chance to finish this one off. Another look, it's Lee's ball in. And the referee is saying that the header from Williams hit off of his arm and allowed Dominica to clear the ball away, providing them with an unfair advantage. From Dominica's point of view, it's a little bit harsh, considering Williams didn't have much control over where the header went because he was falling to the ground, frankly, but referee deemed, I believe, that because it gave Dominica an advantage and it was inside the penalty area, it's a handball and it's a penalty. And after Daniel Johnson held onto the ball looking like he was going to take it, it's going to be Shamar Nicholson, who's already scored twice in this group stage. He's been thwarted multiple times recently by Prince, but he'll look to add on to his tally and Jamaica's from the penalty spot. Can Glenson Prince deny him again and keep Dominica in with a sliver of a chance? Deep breath from Shamar Nicholson. He steps up and he scores the penalty. It's a brace for Shamar Nicholson. And it's all smiles for the Reggae Boys. They lead by 3-0, and they're well on their way to 3 more Group E points. Great hesitation from Nicholson, and there was never any doubt. Sends Prince the wrong way, and it's going to send Jamaica joint top of the group. 2 goals on the day. 3 goals over the 2 match days for Shamar Nicholson. He's been their goal-scoring machine. And if there was a doubt, it has likely now been negated over where the points are going to go today. It's going to see Dominica now make a change. It's going to be Julian Wade who makes way. Had a really good first half, but hasn't been as impactful in the second half, and Savio Anselm is going to come on and take his place with 10 minutes remaining, plus stoppage time. It's fair to say Jamaica deserve it. Dominica have really played their part in this match today, no question about that. The only thing that's been lacking has been those final third moments and those big chances created. They just haven't quite been able to really test Jamali Wade. Everything else they've done very, very well. They've certainly made Jamaica have to work for it, and I think that's saying the least. Sent ahead by Thomas. Thomas again. On this near side. Anselm into the middle. It was dangerous, but Jamaica had it covered. Anselm does well to work his way back and refresh the possession. Well, that's going to be a giveaway, at least initially. Johnson and Lee stepping in. Johnson steps in again, trying to find Beckford. Not quite able to do so. Dominica come the other way. That's a great early ball in behind. Jamali Wade doesn't get there. It's a chance. It's a goal. Javid George scores for Dominica. How about that? It's the first goal the Reggae Boys have conceded in this group stage, and it lifts the roof off the place. Dominica have certainly earned that. There's no question about it. And there is still 8 minutes left. Who knows? It's 3-1. Javid George nearly scored against Guatemala on match day 1. He's got his goal here against Jamaica. And we're back to where we were earlier. One more goal, and all of a sudden, things could get a bit interesting here at the end. That was the only thing Dominica were missing, was that big chance. Jamali Wade hesitated off of his line, and George made him pay for it. George again here. He's gonna get in behind. Javid George tried to play it across. It's kept alive. And Jamaica are able to deal with it. Oh my goodness, things nearly got very interesting. If Javid George takes on the shot, we could have been talking about a very different ending. The crowd is incensed here. 7 minutes plus stoppage time left. Well, the Reggae boys have to find their footing again all of a sudden. Challenge comes in, that might help. It's gonna be a free kick. And Dominica have to do their defensive duties here if they are to stay in with a sliver of hope. Ellington Sabin has got to be thrilled with how his team has fought throughout. They've got a reward for it. And they're bringing on reinforcements to try to help the cause even further. Kian Thomas is going to come on, or Brielle Thomas. More fresh legs in the Dominica midfield. Prince has to make sure the wall is well positioned. Nicholson, who's on a hat trick, he's standing over it with Daniel Johnson. Just over 5 minutes remaining plus stoppage time. Nicholson, right into the wall it goes. Johnson keeps it alive. Shot comes in, and it's blazed over the top by Casey Palmer. Prince has to get it upfield. Initial challenge is won by King. Can Dominica build another opportunity? Deshane Beckford's not going to get there to keep it in play. Goes back to the hosts. Brad is pushing Dominica on to the very end here. George, who's provided the spark since coming off the bench. Handball appeals come in from the Dominica players. It's not been given. And the ball is won back here. Dominica have the numbers. It's a 4-on-3. Big challenge on the edge of the penalty area. It's a free kick. Where has this come from? From Dominica. They just keep on going. The energy is just incredible. It's a really poor challenge from Hector. He's lucky not to get booked for that. And it's a set-piece opportunity here in a really good spot. Troy Jules stands over it. Jamaica are not out of the woods yet. Now it's Jamali Waite's turn to try to make sure everyone's well positioned. From the free kick, oh, would you believe it? It's a stunning strike from Troy Jules. From 3-0 down, it's 3-2, and there's still 2 minutes left. Could it happen? Could it actually happen? It's one of the best free kicks you'll see in these qualifiers, and we could be on for a grandstand finish. Jamaica make another change. Adrian Reed is on to help the defensive stuff out. Troy Jules, who plays his club football in Jamaica, has just scored against Jamaica. Jamaica, we're 3-0 up. It's 3-2, and who knows what happens next. Could Dominica do the unthinkable? We're going to tick down into the 90th minute. Stoppage time is going to really become a factor now. Ball's played ahead. It's going to be a free kick for Jamaica on the edge of the Dominica penalty area. Nicholson wins the set piece. You can hear them. The crowd is still buzzing after that Jules wonder strike. But it's Jamaica's turn at the other end to try and slam the door shut for good. How much stoppage time is there going to be at the end of this one? Looks like there's going to be 5 added minutes to play here in Roseau, Dominica. For those just tuning in, this game looked to be over. It was 3-0 to Jamaica in the 79th minute. Dominica have scored 2 goals in 6 minutes to get it back to 3-2. Can Jamaica slam the door shut? The answer is no. Blazed over the top by Casey Palmer. And Dominica stay in with a chance. There's that change from earlier with Anderson coming off for Reed. Dominica have 4 minutes to pull off a historic comeback. It's going to be played up ahead here. It leaks out onto the far side. Jules into the penalty area. Jamali Waite makes the save with the ankle against him. Jamaica hanging on for dear life here at the end. Ball's played up ahead. Nicholson for the hat trick. Oh, he's missed. And he was onside as well. Dominica get the ball back. And it's a foul against Beckford. Free kick with 3 minutes to go. This crowd has believed throughout the 90 minutes that their team could stay in it, that they could go toe-to-toe, face-to-face with Jamaica. They have a chance to get the result with all the odds against them here. Bertrand forced back. That's a giveaway. Beckford has it for Jamaica. Deshane Beckford sees it get forced out of play. It's a goal kick after good defensive work yet again by Joseph on this near side. Time is of the essence for Dominica. They have just over 2 minutes left. Over the top it goes towards George. George fights for it, and it's cleared upfield. Palmer. A little give and go. Marshall's upended, but advantage is played. Beckford on the near side. Deshane Beckford is stopped. He follows up, and Prince is there. A minute and a half left. Can Dominica complete the ultimate turnaround here? They're 2/3 of the way to what could be a miracle ending here. The crowd is still right there with them. It's pushed ahead. Referee blows his whistle. Free kick with just over a minute to play. Free kick is taken quickly onto the far side. 2 white shirts to aim at in the middle. Jamali Wade tried to keep that in. It's deflected out. It's a corner in the dying embers. One last roar from the Dominica crowd. This could be the last play of the game. Troy Jules, who scored that wonder strike to get it to 3-2, will place it in. It's going to be flicked on. It's cleared away, but not definitively. Final seconds. It's blasted back in. It's deflected. And Jamali Wade holds onto it when the flag was likely going to go up for offside. Jamali Wade clears, and it's full time in Dominica. Heart-stopping finish to this one here in Roseau. Give a ton of credit to Dominica. They were dead and buried with 10 minutes to go. They nearly came back to do the impossible, but the Reggae boys survived, to say the least, in the dying embers, and they win it by 3-2. What a first ever meeting between these two countries. We hope it's not too long before they meet again. And of course, they will meet one more time in this group stage, but of course, there's still quite a few months to go until that happens. Jamaica had to deal with a tough first 30 minutes as well. That should not be forgotten in this game. Dominica got off to such a good start. Shamar Nicholson gave them the lead on the half an hour. 12 minutes later, Kaheim Dixon doubled the lead. It felt like that was the moment. That was the moment where Jamaica was able to really put their stamp on things. They had a 2-0 lead at the half. Then a penalty in the 79th minute from Shamar Nicholson looked to finish the job. However, the substitutions that Ellington Sabin made changed the game completely. Javid George scored to make it 3-1 in the 82nd minute, and then a jaw-dropping juggernaut of a strike from Troy Jules made it 3-2 in the 88th minute. Dominica got 2 late chances to equalize. Both of them were saved by Jamali Wade. And what turned into an instant Concacaf classic here. Dominica should lead with their heads held high. Jamaica got a late fright in the final minutes, but they hold on. and they stay in second place in the group. One thing that certainly means is that Guatemala are in firm possession of first place on goal differential, but Jamaica still have a big advantage after taking 6 points out of 6 after they had to survive a bit at the end. Before we leave you, we do get a chance to recap this one with full-time match highlights. It ended up being a wonderful game of Concacaf World Cup qualifying here today to kick off a 6-game day of matches. Jamaica had to ride the early opportunities from Dominica, but then they started to really turn the screws around the 25th minute. This was an opportunity for Nicholson that he hit off the post. Great save by Glenson Prince, who was one of the unsung heroes today for Dominica. 30th minute was the opening goal. Nicholson poking it past him to give Jamaica the lead. And Jamaica really, it felt like at that time, that was when they were already starting to gain the momentum. It paid off, they got the lead. And from there, you started to wonder if Jamaica was gonna really stamp their authority on the match. The answer was yes, they did. And Dixon was able to slot home a second just before halftime. 2-0 to the Reggae Boys. It felt like that could very well be that. But big saves from Glenson Prince kept them alive. That was a big miss off the post from Dixon. It stayed at 2-0 for a long period of time in the second half. And then Nicholson again, from a different angle, had an opportunity to score. He cuts it back beautifully onto his right boot. Great save again by the captain, Prince, for Dominica. He kept them hanging around. Then the handball, a header by Williams. It came off of his arm and allowed Dominica to clear it away. That's what the referee interpreted. It was a penalty. And Shamar Nicholson, this ends up being the match-winning goal. Slots home the penalty to give Jamaica a 3-0 lead. It felt like that was it. Dominica were done. They were buried. It was a great penalty by Nicholson as well. Sends the goalkeeper the wrong way. 3 goals to the good for the Reggae Boys. But little did we know, the game was far from over. Javid George rounds the goalkeeper and gave Dominica hope in the 82nd minute. And it just lifted the roof off the place. Wonderful goal. Jamali Wade hesitated, he was beaten, and it was 3-1. Not quite game on yet until this happened. Troy Jules buries a wonderful free kick from outside the penalty area in the 88th minute. 3-2, game on. Who knows what happens after that? And Dominica's crowd was with them every last moment of it. But Jamali Wade made 2 late saves, and that would be the end of a phenomenal game played today in Dominica. We hope you enjoyed it. It was a spectacular event here between Dominica and Jamaica. The first ever meeting between these two was certainly memorable, and we're excited to see how the rematch was as well. And even from a neutral's point of view, we can say, what a crowd here in Dominica as well. They were absolutely incredible, and they certainly helped their team get almost all the way back to what could have very well been a miracle ending here against the mighty Jamaica. For our entire crew, I'm Sean St. Jacques. We say so long from Roseau, Dominica. It finishes in a classic, Dominica 2, Jamaica 3.